Now that we have an understanding how to control uh, our animations base our sprites off of input using the idea of conditional statements, here we're going to take a look and we have our gears. And if you look at the coding here, if the spacebar is being pressed, they spin. If I let go of it, I no longer meet this condition, so they don't spin. But what I want to do is make them spin when I press it and have them spin the opposite direction when they don't. So what I can do on this is I can use this logic of an if-else statement, saying if this conditional is being met, so I'm going to go else, open curly Q, and then I'm going to do a close curly Q bracket here. Again, this is for the end of my draw loop, so this is my else statement here and here. And I'm just going to duplicate this whole piece of coding here and paste it. And because I want it to spin the opposite way, I'm going to flip my positives and my negatives. And again, these are rotational, so that's what gives us our flipbook illusion of movement. So now you're going to see when it's run, oh, I have an error, and I have an extra bracket in there, I think is what's going on. I think that extra bracket is there, so let's run it now. Yep, the extra bracket's gone. So what we can see then is I'm not meeting this condition of the spacebar is being pressed, so my else is being met because there's nothing there. If I hit it, my condition is being met, so it spins. I let go. I'm activating my else portion of the statement. So as I come here, they're asking us to look at line 13. And what you're going to see is on line 13, if mouse is down. So this is where we can start to use our mouse. So if I'm clicking my left button on my mouse, so my mouse button is down, it's rotating. Again, they're asking us then to write our else portion of our statement. And they want the same thing to occur as the previous one. So I'm going to come to my else, I'm going to copy this, return my line. I'm going to do my close curly bracket after it, just so I don't make that same error as I made the last time. And obviously I want to flip my negative and my positives here to give the reverse motion. So we're going to hit reset and run. And I think I did the same. Yep, I added another one again, even though I knew not to. My else is being met, but if I press my mouse button down, it's being activated. So if we come to the Blender example, it says if the mouse is on the left side of the screen, we want this one to shake, and if it's not, we want the one on the right to shake, meaning if it's on, not. So you can see I have if my mouse is greater than 200 on the x-axis, so if my mouse's x is greater than 200, and I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to grab that else statement, I'm going to open my bracket, and I'm just going to copy. No, I'm actually not going to copy that. I think it's going to be easier just to type it and say if my mixer's x equals 300, then I'm going to do a random number to get my rotation off of that. And again, that random number that they have set up is -5 and 5 on that x-axis. And now I can just duplicate. Oh, I forgot my semicolon at the end. And again, remember, if it's easier for you, you can drag in all of this. You can see the key inputs and those things. My mouse's X right here is where we dragged it in here. And I want to change this to my Y. And if my Y is 300, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to reset this. We're going to see my mouse is over here. When it's on the right side, now I meet the else condition because my mouse's X position here is less than. So we run the else, and when it's greater than 200, less than 200. So you're going to choose in 8 one of these problems to work on. And then your assessment is in bubble 9, where they're asking you to use the mouse when the mouse is pressed and not pressed to control this creature to make it shake.